You cannot wage a war without rumors, without media, without propaganda. Any military planner that plans for a war, if he doesn't put media propaganda on top of his agenda, he's a bad military.
Okay,
30
fine.
seconds.
Okay, I'll give you a countdown. 10.
9.
Not yet, Ahmad. Not yet. Yalla, 10.
9. 8. 7.
6, 5, 4.
3. 2. 1.
Q.
Go.
My fellow citizens, the United Nations Security Council has not lived up to its responsibilities, so we will rise to ours. Saddam Hussein and his sons must leave Iraq within 48 hours. Their refusal to do so will result in military conflict, commenced at a time of our choosing. For their own safety, all foreign nationals, including journalists and inspectors, should leave Iraq immediately. Many Iraqis can hear me tonight in a translated broadcast, and I have a message for them. If we must begin a military campaign, it will be directed against the lawless men who rule your country, and not against you. Your fate will depend on your actions, and it will be no defense to say, I was just following orders. It is too late for Saddam Hussein to remain in power. We will tear down the apparatus of terror, and we will help you to build a new Iraq that is prosperous and free.
I mean, I've never, ever in my life I thought I would live to see this. Ever.
مستر بوش بيتكلم عن سلام. طب ايه سلام مثلا؟ في ناس هتموت وناس هتنضرب من فوق وناس هينزل عليها قنابل.
طب وبالنسبة لموقف العرب بقى؟ الافتراض.
العرب ساكتين وراضين ونايمين.
لما يكون واحد عنده حماس مستعد يعادي اي واحد.
الحق ان انت مثلا تتكلم في يا اخي انت تكون قاعد في بيتك بقول لك انت تطلع من بيتك هتخش اقف انا.
هو المشكله الوقت مش تصدموا يا جدعان، المشكله في الشعب اللي هناك. يعني هو بيقول له اطلع بره كده يا اخي. ده لو فضل 10 في العراق باقيين حيين هيكون صدام في وسطهم.
ندعي من الله عز وجل ان ربنا ينصر.
هو صدام حسين في الاول كان
ان شاء الله باذن الله ربنا
غلطان ان انا اخش اغزو الكويت وبتاع ده معاك لكن كل الموقف اللي هو فيه دلوقتي
To find now people, you know, just normal workers, not intellectuals, you know, basically saying that Saddam is our hero. That says something. And America managed to, well, the American policy and the Bush managed to galvanize people towards Saddam in a way that is just so amazing. It's amazing.
My own feeling is that the message of Al Jazeera is, first of all, educational, to educate the Arab masses on something called democracy, respect of the other opinion, the free debate, really free debate, no taboos. Nothing is called taboo. Everything should be dealt with intelligently and with openness, and to try by using all these things to shake up these rigid societies, to awaken them, tell them, wake up, wake up, there is a world around you, something is happening in the world, you're still sleeping, wake up. This is the message of Al Jazeera.
نوع من انواع عمان. Mix cube.
هو حاطط فايل باي ميستيك ومنزل سيارة تبعتك بدك شيء.
اوكي. وداليا بالنسبه للتاشيره حق المصورين، المصورين سافروا ولا لا؟
حصلت الموافقه وممكن يسافرون. بلغنا حسين جاكر يروح يراجع السفاره ياخذ التاشيره.
هم مش عارفين الاغراض. هذا النواحي بس. هذا بس النواحي.
توقفنا بغداد.
يا استاذ العزيز هذه ما فيها مشكله. هذه ما فيها
صار. We're working here.
هذه فيها خلط علشان يتم يعمل.
So when are you going to Baghdad? But I don't think we're gonna wear all this, you know, this in camera. I don't think so.
اللي نبغى نحط لكم الصوره بالتالي. احنا كل مواقعنا اللي موجوده بالموصل وبغداد وبالبصره ابلغنا الجهات المعنيه في واشنطن. البنتاغون عن طريق المكتب وبلغناهم برسائل رسميه وين اللوكيشن بالنسبه لمكتبنا في بغداد، وين مكتبنا بالنسبه للمراسلين اللي موجودين في البصره واللي موجودين في الموصل في اي فندق.
ازيك يا ابراهيم؟ الحمد لله على السلامه يا اخي. لا اي نو يو. انا ماشي مع الجماعه دول على سنت كوم. اوكي. I will not يعني involve الجزيرة في أي حاجة. don't worry. اوكي سيد. thank you. عليكم السلام، كيف حالك؟ شلونك؟ الحمد لله. ان شاء الله. السلام عليكم.
صورني انا خليك من النجم.
What are these people preparing for a concert or something? Centcom Blues.
We've seen some movement of Republican forces south. We've been saying that for about a week now.
There are a number of suspicious sites throughout Iraq that we have sensitive site exploitation teams.
Have you gotten any information on whereabouts of the Saddam Hussein and the regime leaders?
I don't have specific information on where Saddam Hussein is. If I did, we'd go find him there right now. But I can tell you it's about more than one man. It's about more than 55 men. I mean, it's about the 23 million people of Iraq and bringing them freedom. And that's what we're really here to do.
Rushing is
Hi, how are you? Josh Rushing.
Hi.
I was your colleague in BBC World a long time ago.
Yes, a very long time in Bush House.
Yes.
Yeah. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Who are you working for?
Jazeera.
Of course.
Why, of course?
BBC eventually works for Al Jazeera.
Well.
شكرا الله يسلمك. الله يخليك. الحمد لله.
Hi. We believe that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction, that they had the will to use them against us.
When?
What do you mean when?
When did they use them against you?
That they have the will to use them against us?
How? When? I mean, do you think
When you say someone has the will, that's like saying...
I mean, Saddam was threatening the U.S. with weapons of mass destruction?
Yes.
When? That's news to me. I'm sorry. Now this is news to me.
Okay.
When did Saddam threaten the U.S. with weapons of mass destruction?
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I misunderstood your question. We believe he had the will to give them the forces to use against us, and Well, go ahead.
I'm just conveying to you what people are saying. They're saying that the U.S. is inventing a purpose as it goes along. At the beginning it was weapons of mass destruction, and then the whole thing transformed into removing Saddam from power. So
why do they think we're doing it? What do they think our motives are?
no one knows. I mean, people think you're
Really?
there. People think you're there to basically control the oil of Iraq, control the Iraqi foreign politics, to control the region.
I won't back down off of my point when we talk about our intent in this, in what we're doing. We're not here to occupy an Arab land. We're not here to take their oil. We're not here to kill Arabs or take mosque or any of the other myriad of reasons.
The American media were hijacked by some people within the administration so as to be used as a leverage for inducing some fears within the American public. Every time he used to elevate the level of danger from yellow to orange to violet or purple, I don't know what, okay, so as to make the Americans always feel that they are under siege and there's a threat, and this threat was represented by Saddam Hussein and Iraq. This guy could develop weapons of mass destruction and give them to Osama bin Laden to attack us. So when a polling institute comes to you, do you feel threatened? You want to say, yes, of course I feel threatened. Do you know that this threat comes from a guy called Saddam Hussein? Huh? Is it? So nuke him.
بغداد بغداد
شجعاني من الفتيان والفتيات
بغداد بغداد
صوت مالك
وين المايك ماجد؟
ايوه نعم سامعك فبس المايك فخ من النور.
في شيء عندك؟ بغداد؟
قصفوا الان 3 صواريخ متتالية على هدف واحد.
اوكي عنده 3 صواريخ قصف يقول لك. خيت.
Yes, they failed to get Saddam. See, what they were hoping for is 40 cruise missiles falling on Baghdad, then 400 paratroopers going in and finishing the job. Well, that failed. They bombed this place in northern Iraq.
Smashed completely. Dead bodies in mass. I mean, why? We got the pictures and we show them.
We'll show the
but
pictures.
we give.
Of course, we'll get grief from the Americans for showing these pictures because we'll just will be inciting rebellion and will be basically instigating anti-American sentiments. I mean, I'm sorry. They can't have their cake and eat it. I mean, yeah, okay, you are the most powerful nation on earth. I agree. You can defeat everybody. I agree. You can crush everybody. I agree. But don't ask us to love it as well.
But the question is, who's going to stop her? Or to stop the United States? Who's going to do that? You need a new group. You need a powerful group.
The United States is going to stop the United States. I have absolute confidence in the American Constitution. And I have absolute confidence in the ability of the American people. The United States people are going to stop the United States in time.
Make way. You guys make way. Come on. Make way, make way, make way, make way.
Civilian casualties are being reported on the battlefield through a number of sources.
We regret the loss of any civilians on the battlefield, and we've done all that we can reasonably do to prevent that from happening either from the air or on the ground. But we know for certain that there have been civilians killed in this operation because of the decisions taken by the regime to put them out in front, to hide behind them, to use pregnant women to blow up cars at checkpoints. We've seen this happen on the battlefield. Those are not being investigated by us at this point in time. Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day.
Here is command headquarters, which you call, what's your little phrase?
Central Command?
Yeah,
CENTCOM?
do you have a little short version of it?
CENTCOM News Desk?
CENTCOM, right, okay.
CENTCOM?
Huh? Say it.
CENTCOM is CENTCOM.
CENT, yeah, it sounds too much like sitcom. You gotta be careful. CENTCOM, with U.S. Army and State Department spokesman, right?
Mm-hmm. I've gone live on Al Jazeera, and their questions were extremely combative. They are biased towards Saddam's regime. I will give you one example. When they cut away to commercial, they have a probably a 30 to 60 second montage of video that plays. It is American warplanes, American bombs exploding, American tanks going across the desert, and then a baby child with bandages on her head crying. And it never shows Iraqi troops. You never see
a wounded POW.
No, you don't see Iraqi troops, taking hostage families or forcing people to fight or firing on their own.
That brings us back to my first point. Nobody has those pictures. We as Americans, given all the historic, psychological, political problems vis-a-vis the Arab relations, have to work a little harder. And I repeat, every one of these damaging assertions, and I have no reason to disbelieve them, because there's no reason why Saddam Hussein and the Ba'athist regime isn't doing it, isn't using human shield. But nevertheless, we don't have the picture of it. And that's why pictures of these things are so desperate.
That child was basically another Iraqi weapon of mass destruction. Democracy.
This one. Get in there. Get on the fucking floor! Get on the fucking floor! Get on the fucking floor! Bring it in, face fucking front! I used to do it, we're going to kill us the outside. Face the fucking front! Do it!
So here's my point. This guy Saddam is probably the biggest threat to Arab Muslims that exist on the planet today. Right. He's probably killed more Muslims than anyone on the planet today. No question about it. So Al Jazeera should be reporting him as that rather than protecting him as that, because I think they owe it to their audience to say, this is a threat. This is a bad guy. If the Muslim world doesn't know it, that's because they're not reporting it. I think they're that ubiquitous in the Muslim world.
These people, the whole world, but particularly Arabs, when we always empathize with them, have been watching Israeli troops, especially in the last year, crashing into civilian districts, in Gaza, in the West Bank. So what they saw was an Israeli army, which is highly technological, right? And the officers are all European looking, like you look, like I look. And these images, unfortunately, in the psyche, in the Arab psyche, are mingling now. And the Israeli soldier and the American soldier become one image. And the Palestinian civilians who are being brutalized somehow blend into the image of this collateral damage, or accidental bombings. And it all becomes one image. And that's disaster for the American side of it in Arab perception.
تفضل يا بوش. شوف هذه المآسي، ترضى بهيجي انت؟ ترضى بهيجي ظلم؟ انت اكو عندك انسانية؟ اذا عندك انسانية تقدر تشوف طفلة وهي تصيح ماما بابا؟ وين الانسانية؟ وين الضمير؟ وين الله؟
We know that Al Jazeera has a pattern of playing propaganda over and over and over again. What they do is when there's a bomb goes down, they grab some children and some women and pretend that the bomb hit the women and the children. And it seems to me that it's up to all of us to try to tell the truth, to say what we know, to say what we don't know, and recognize that we're dealing with people that are perfectly willing to lie to the world to attempt to further their case. And to the extent people lie, ultimately they are caught lying and they lose their credibility. And one would think it wouldn't take very long for that to happen dealing with people like this. Thank you.
We wanted to show that any war has a human cost. Okay? We focused on that. There is a human cost because we care for the Iraqi people. We are not like Rumsfeld who says we care for the Iraqi people. He doesn't care at all. Okay? We care for them. We are Arabs like them. We are Muslims like them.
Your heart can be with your people. Your soul can be with your people. But as a journalist, your primary duty is to get information.
Absolutely right.
Otherwise, you would be something else. You'd be a soldier or a diplomat.
I know what you mean by professionality. I am representing my station, but I am also representing my people.
You want to help your people, get information for your people, get news for your people. Yeah, and don't, hey, he's a nice guy, the lieutenant. You know, don't hesitate. Go to him and say, I really appreciate it if you could interview him. He'll get on camera in front of you. You know, but just don't be combative. That's all. Smile and be friendly.
We are facing war here, you know.
I know, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about the
Yeah, but you were advising me to smile.
Well, yes, but I meant.
How could I?
No, I don't really mean that.
How could I
didn't
smile?
really.
How could I smile while my people being killed in Iraq? You know.
I was told early this morning that perhaps our troops were captured, and if there is somebody captured, I expect those people to be treated humanely. Bill and then Mike.
Iraqi TV has shown what appear to be American POWs and also what appear to be American dead.
I expect them to be treated, the POWs, I expect to be treated humanely. And just like we're treating the prisoners that we have captured humanely.
I don't understand. Yes? I don't understand.
From where you came from America?
From Kansas.
Yes. Why do you come?
Because I was told to come here. I just follow orders.
You come to kill Iraqi people?
No, I come to fix broke stuff. And I told to shoot only if I'm shot at. And they shot at me first, so I shoot back. I know what to kill anybody.
What's your name?
Specialist Joseph Hudson, 585-650287.
Where do you come from?
Coming from El Paso, Texas.
من أين أتيت من تكساس.
Say again?
Why do you come from Texas to Iraq? لماذا جئت من تكساس إلى
I
العراق?
follow orders.
شنو اسمك؟ What's your name? What's your name?
Edgar.
سمعنا اسمه أنكر. From any country?
My name is Edgar from United States. My name is Edgar from the United States.
What's your name?
Sergeant James Riley.
Where do you come from?
Texas.
You come from Texas?
Yes.
How old are you?
30.
Yes? 30 سنة.
إذا مشاهدينا كانت هذه الصور التي حصلنا عليها من التلفزيون العراقي والتي تظهر عددا من القتلى والأسرى الذين سقطوا في معركة في الضواحي المصرية في جنوب.
Rumsfeld is saying parading the footage of the captives is a violation of the Geneva Convention. What do you call Guantanamo Bay? What do you call the Iraqi soldiers paraded yesterday on American television? What do you call bombing a city without authorization from the UN Security Council? Now there's a Geneva Convention.
The decision by Al Jazeera to broadcast such material is deplorable, and we call on them to desist from future broadcasts of such a nature.
Are we sure about this news? Are we sure? Okay.
There's a lot of pressure, obviously, on Al Jazeera to withdraw those pictures. Were you surprised by the reaction to those photographs?
I think they were understandable. The reactions didn't really surprise me. If you're an American and you're seeing dead Americans, of course it's going to affect you and you're going to have an emotional reaction. But, you know, let the people understand that this is a war and people are dying. It's not a clean war. It's a very messy war. It will continue to get messier.
Your journalists have a position on the war. Are they capable of being objective?
That's a good question, but I ask the same question. I'll answer the question by asking the question. Are any U.S. journalists objective about this war? Are any of the news broadcasts that I tune into not taking a position on the war? And that's absolutely shown.
Does that justify your position then?
No, but I'm just trying to show that this word objectivity is almost a mirage. You know, if you're in the States, I mean, the amount of rage directed against us because we showed soldiers who had died in combat or in an ambush. They were soldiers who had died in a war zone. There was rage directed against us. If there was no agenda, if there was true neutrality, there would be a welcoming of any and all information from all sides.
The night they showed the POWs and the dead soldiers, Al Jazeera showed them. It was powerful because America doesn't show those kind of images. Most of the news in America won't show really gory images, and this showed American soldiers in uniform strewn about a floor, a coal tile floor, and it was revolting. It was absolutely revolting. It made me sick at my stomach. And then what hit me was the night before there had been some kind of bombing in Basra, and Al Jazeera had shown images of the people, and they were equally, if not more horrifying the images were. And I remember having seen it in the Al Jazeera office and thought to myself, wow, that's gross. That's bad. And then going away and probably eating dinner or something, and you know, it didn't affect me as much. So the impact that had on me realizing that I just saw people on the other side, and those people in the Al Jazeera office must have felt the way I was feeling that night, and it upset me on a profound level that I wasn't as bothered as much the night before. It makes me hate war, but it doesn't make me believe that we're in a world that can live without war yet.
قصفها للعراق منطلقة من عدد من القواعد داخل منطقة الخليج وخارجها. ويقول العسكريون الأمريكيون إنهم سيستخدمون نوعا جديدا من القنابل لم يستخدم.
Day by day, the Iraqi people are closer to freedom.
وأنا ألوم الجزيرة مرة أخرى إنها تسوق للأمريكان قبل أن تتأكد.
الحين الحرب هذه هتكلف 100 مليار دولار، من فين حيجيبوا ثمنها؟
هنا ليش السعودية والكويت والإمارات كلهم فاتحين خزائن؟
العراق.
نعم.
عايزين يسرقوا العراق.
ما ياخذوه والله، واحنا بينا نفس والله ما ياخذوه، احنا بينا نفس، بيجوز يسيطروا المدن بس يستمروا مثل افغانستان قدروا يستمروا. بعدين اخي النفط وانابيب بسهوله تدميرها، كل ما يبنوها نحرقها، كل ما يبنوها نحرقها. ما يراد لك القيادات العسكريه تعطي الاخبار لوكالات الانباء، وذولاك بيبثوها على اساس اخبارهم، انا وانت نستخدمها على نستلمها على اساس اخبار اعلاميه محايده موثوقه،
هي اخبار دعائيه
العسكر نفسه. فبيقول انه سيطرنا على جسر على نهر دجله، لا يوجد في دجله من العماره الى بغداد لا يوجد الا جسر واحد اسمه جسر الكوت، وهذا جسر الكوت هو بنفس الخبر. وبدأت القوات تقصف مدينة الكوت بالزحف نحوها. طيب إذا أنت لسه ما وصلت تزحف نحوها، شلون أخذت الجسر؟
الكلام طبعا هذا. إذا أستاذ عبد الجبار أنا أجيب الجرافيك بروديوسر نحاول نعمل تلخيص للجزء ده يبقى على الهواء يبقى أفضل شيء.
من جديد، ونحن نواصل هذه التغطية لتطورات الحرب على العراق.
جاء في الأخبار اليوم حتى نأتي على القوات يقول هذا الخبر إنه 30 كيلو متر على المشارف الجنوبية لمدينة بغداد، بس هو ايش قد المشارف الجنوبية لمدينة بغداد؟ هو بكيفه يقدر يسويها 100 كيلو متر.
Run 3, cut. Thank you, Rima. Well done. Good job.
Al Jazeera has been critical, but at the same time they've been quite open to us, inviting the US government officials to speak directly on their channel and express the American point of view. And that's good. While we may disagree with certain editorial policies that they follow, we do have respect for them as an institution that has wide reach in the Arab world. And as such, we feel the need to have their points of view and the points of view of some of their guests balanced by our own points of view. حاليا أنا شعور شخصي بإيش بيحصل بالعالم العربي اليوم، نوعا ما بعمل تشبيه مع اللي حصل بعد حرب 67 وعملية كيف الصدمة اجت عند الناس، انه كيف حصل يعني بعد اول 3-4 ايام الاعلام الرسمي مصري سوري والصحافه تقول لك كم اسقطنا 100 طائره اليوم و50 دبابه واذ بعد 4 ايام اسرائيل من بسيناء واسرائيل برام الله واسرائيل بالقدس. كان في صدمه عند الناس من اول الحرب هذه، وانتم تقولوا لنا the heroic resistance يعني المقاومة البطلة والهذا، والأمريكيين أخطأوا حساباتهم وحتستمر العملية شهور، يعني وكأنه الإعلام العربي اشتغل بعواطفه وبإيش كان بيريد يحصل.
معلش يعني مثلا قضية ان البصرة احنا سمعنا التحليلات ان خلال يومين راح تسقط، كون ان الشيعية موجودة في ولا شيعي، وانا اعتقد ان الوضع اختلف تماما اخ نبيل، يعني احنا حتى لما نحلل كل واحد تبقى له رؤيته ووجهة نظره.
What do you think? This war, American and British people lose the war.
Will lose the war?
Yeah.
Why?
You lose the war.
Why?
Why? Because Iraqi have...
These are the Shia of southern Iraq who are receiving the Americans with flowers.
Force. You lose the wars.
We now watch Al Jazeera, and I can tell what they're showing, and then I can tell what they're not showing by choice. Same thing when I watch Fox on the other end of the spectrum. I know which of the stories that we put out that they're picking up on and which ones they're not giving much bounce. It benefits Al Jazeera to play to Arab nationalism because that's their audience, just like Fox plays to American patriotism for the exact same reason. American nationalism, because that's their demographic audience and that's what they want to see. The part that disappoints me is that Arab nationalism has to include the anti-Americanism.
The Israelis and the United States are trying to change everything in this area in order to suit the presence of Israel in it. You know?
See, the problem with the Middle East, everything is an Israeli conspiracy. Everything. If a water pipe breaks in the center of Damascus, it will be blamed on the Israelis, instead of blaming it on our incompetence. And don't tell me it's Americanization. I mean, yeah, America is dominating, but the rest of the world is not castrated. People are against this war, and people are resisting. And people matter.
I hope everybody in the world will get the American passport one day, so this world will be quiet. God.
This is a defeatist attitude. Eventually, you will have to find a solution that doesn't include bombing people into submission. Democratize or I will shoot you. It just doesn't work this way.
حرام عليك، ما هو حطوا عدل، حطوا اول دقيقتين بالنشر.
طيب مش قلت لك ساعة 4 بكون هون؟
طبعا صارت 4.
شو اسمه؟
جيفري ستانسبرغ.
شو؟
جيفري ستانسبرغ. ستانبرغ. جيفري ستانبرغ.
اعطيني اسمه اوريو.
جيفري ستانبرغ. غني مسؤول عن
نهاية العصر الأمريكي في العراق وفي المنطقة.
Jeffrey Steinberg.
Jeffrey Steinberg. And we have from Washington, Mr. Jeffrey Steinberg, the political analyst. Mr. Steinberg, you say that the Americans want to stay militarily in Iraq. وأن هذا الوضع الموجود في العراق حاليا يرضي كثيرا البنتاغون، وفي بعض أوساط البيت الأبيض أيضا ترضى عنه، ويريدون أن تصبح الولايات المتحدة إمبراطورية جديدة، وأن يكون هدفهم هو الاحتلال العسكري والهيمنة العسكرية على منطقة الخليج من أجل السيطرة على احتياطات النفط في المنطقة. Mr. Jeffrey Steinberg from Washington, thank you very much for being with us live on our program. That's it. I don't think he was the right guest. I have to talk to our interview producer to tell him that this was a very bad choice. انت منين جايب لي هذا؟ هذا خرائي يا زلمه، ما بصير هذا. شو هذا؟ واحد متطرف قاعد بيحكي
على ضد امريكا؟
ضد امريكا.
بلد ويصطفل.
مش هون القضيه، احنا ما قلنا انه هو بيحكي عن بلده وما بيحكي عن بلده.
عم بيحلل ويصطفل، بحلل الزلمه.
هذا مش تحليل، هذا تخريف اللي بيحكيه. هذا بيحكي تخريف، فيش في منطق، فيش في توازن. اللي بيحكيه كلام مش منطقي هذا.
ليش عم بيحكي لك عن بلده وهو عايش؟
لا حبيبي، لا مش هيك. لا مش هيك. لو عندك برنامج منبر الجزيرة جيبه يحكي، هذا رأيه مزبوط، بس مش محلل سياسي في نشرة أخبار. في نشرة الأخبار بدها واحد متزن عقلاني، يعني بدك تجيب واحد يحلل ما له وما عليه. هذا أعطانا وجهة نظر واحدة بس. Business as usual. Iraq and then Iraq and then Iraq. But between us, if I'm offered a job with Fox, I will take it. To change the Arab nightmare into American dream. I still have that dream. Maybe I will never be able to do it, but I have plans for my children. When they finish their high school, I will send them to America to study there. I will pay for their study, and they will stay there.
I really think the big thing for my generation is for these two perspectives, my perspective, the Western perspective, and the Arab perspective, to understand each other better. It's our responsibility to reach out and try to understand their perspective, and I hope they feel the same way, that they need to reach out and understand our perspective, because truly the two worlds are colliding at a rapid rate right now.
Al Jazeera, they've got the best food. Best food, Al Jazeera. They're also the nicest guys.
I'm so thankful because I'm not a girl. You know why? Because I'd fall in love with him directly.
All right, Johnny. All right.
So kind.
Shukran. That's embarrassing. I've met so many great Arabs since I've been here, and I've been trying to learn Arabic, and they've been helping me. It's really been fun.
You're welcome to come see us in our workspace if you like. First of all, I respected Al Jazeera in the sense that, I mean, they were certainly doing something that had never been done in the Arab world, and they were reaching a lot of viewers, and they were ruffling a lot of feathers, which is, a great part of journalism. It's a large part of what Al Jazeera is struggling with is how, when there isn't a sort of a long tradition of being independent and being able to say anything you want in any one of these sort of kingdoms, how do you establish that now? We've got 200 years of being able to build on that in our country, and I think that helps journalism.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Coalition governments have identified a list of key regime leaders who must be pursued and brought to justice. This list has been provided to coalition forces on the ground in several forms to ease identification when contact does occur. And this deck of cards is one example of what we provide to soldiers and Marines out in the field, with the faces of the individuals and what their role is. Go back here, please.
Your deck of 55 most wanted, does that include the former information minister? Because every pack needs a joker.
Well said, Jim. Well said.
I was wondering if we can get copies of these cards as a part of the press pack that we never got at the media center there. Thank you.
Okay. Card packs are focused to go elsewhere, and we don't have enough to distribute here, but we can certainly make them available for you to look at if you'd like to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much.
This argument has gone in there. We've just spent the last 10 minutes talking with the general, and he's not giving up the pack.
If we've only got one pack, could we just have them mounted on a board and just put them on the wall, and we can all just have a look then?
We've had this discussion for the last 10 minutes.
Just borrow it for half an hour, take pictures, and then give it back to him.
I know how to say no in several languages. I can just keep repeating it. So that's where we sit.
Well, okay, but that is unbelievably inept to do that.
Well, I'll be sure to convey your thoughts to him.
Well, do. This isn't just a military operation, it's a media operation. And that is an incredibly inept thing to do, to offer that up and then not have them available. It is unbelievably inept.
Do you feel that you're more important?
No, it's not more important. It's the fact that
No, you just said it was more important, and it's not. Right now, we've got a board.
I'm sorry, madam. It's common sense to have two packs, isn't it? You put one on a wall. I mean, it's common sense.
The next time I run a war, I'll remember.
Can we not? He's gone with this pack of cards. He won't give them up.
We're not here to give coverage to the press. We're here to liberate the people of Iraq. So, although you may not be seeing a blow-by-blow account of what's happening, rest assured we're on our mission and we're completing our goals.
Not even allowed to touch them or see them again. All right, bye. They wanted to know if I had the deck of cards, or if I could get them. Sure. If I had them, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. No, I mean, that thing at the press conference today, he holds up his deck of cards. These are the 55 members of the regime that we want dead or alive. Gone. All right, we're going to do this.
Sources, specifically how they think that General Brooks mentioned right out of the gate today, evidence, as you mentioned, that senior Iraqi...
Could I have them for an hour? He said no. Now, they've shown us the cards by holding them up in the briefing, but beyond that are not really willing to release them just quite yet.
We haven't gotten actually to look at the cards up close yet.
Of course, one question it raises was who's going to be the joker in the pack.
They say the list includes all of the regime's top leaders and many more.
They are experienced in policing these kind of operations.
ساعة سوق الشيوخ. عطنا أستن بالنايل قول لي الصيغة.
راح اضيف هذول
صور وردت للتو. Change.
واحدة عادي.
وينهم اصلا؟ وين سويت لهم طلعكم هاي؟ Run 5 run. Come. 3 at 3 from beginning and stand by please.
الحزن يخيم على عاصمة الرشيد، وحالة من الكآبة ترتسم على محيا أهلها الذين استنزفتهم عمليات القصف المتواصلة وأحالت حياتهم إلى جحيم، غير أنها لم تكثر من عزيمتهم. طارق أيوب، الجزيرة، بغداد.
Major Bertrand, what is the situation now in Baghdad?
We are operating in and around the city of Baghdad, and that we have had special forces on the ground in and out of the city of Baghdad for some time now.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
التي أقيمت في الشوارع في وقت مبكر. بغداد تعيش ليلها ونهارها على أصوات القصف الجوي.
Hey babe.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
So what about these pictures of tanks going into Baghdad and people waving and smiling then? What's all that about?
Tanks entering Baghdad and people waving?
Yeah.
That's part of the propaganda war because according to the BBC in Al Jazeera, there are no tanks inside Baghdad. That's bullshit.
Gosh. Okay, when do you finish your shift today?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock tonight. Oh. Okay, Bobby.
وأعتقد أن السؤال الأول الذي سيوجه اليوم إلى البريغادير جنرال فينسنت بروكس أن يعطينا اليوم دليلا مرئيا عبر شريط فيديو عن السيطرة التامة على مطار بغداد الدولي، وأيضا عن توغل ودخول القوات الأمريكية إلى قلب بغداد.
Salam. Hello. Hi. How are you? Good. So, how's everything going?
We didn't know what's going on. You said something, Iraq said something. What's happened? We want to know what's going on.
The operation continues, you know? We are in Baghdad. And so, you know, when we want to...
What's meaning exactly in Baghdad?
Right now, I can't point out on a map because that would let you know where everybody is. But we'll see at the press conference. Did they tell you what would be at this press conference today? They did. They came by. Okay. It's Jessica Lynch. Jessica Lynch, the rescue mission. You remember the girl that we rescued?
Yes.
They're going to tell you more about her today.
But we need to have more details on what's going on
in Baghdad. Yes,
that's the most important.
I know. He will try to do his best.
Jessica is.
I know.
Someone used to.
Okay.
In the situation that we're talking about here with Private Lynch, as you know, on about the 23rd of March, her 507th maintenance company was ambushed. A number of the members of that maintenance company were killed, a number captured, and a number were unaccounted for, she being one of them.
I was a bit upset that they spent so much time giving us, all of the minute by minute, this happened, she said this, we said that, this was our objective, and on a day when you have forces going into Baghdad, it wasn't part of the regular briefing.
I can't give you any better answer than that. I'm pretty comfortable. I know where those guys were. Beyond that, I'm going to leave it there. Good try, though.
Seems like there's an effort to manage the news in an unmanageable situation. They tried it in the first Gulf War. This time it was supposed to be different. Thank you very much for giving us that level of detail about Jessica Lynch. I had a couple follow-up questions about her. They buried the lead, and they're pretty good at it.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. You have 5 minutes for French daily newspaper?
Sure.
I'm from Libération.
You're from what?
Libération.
Libération. You felt like it lacked context?
Yes, there were no context at all. You know,
I got to tell you, this was a struggle for us because the last thing you want to do is broadcast to the world, which includes your enemy, exactly where your troops are, exactly what they're doing, or exactly when they'll be there and what they plan on doing. So it was a real challenge for us at this level We wanted to give a strategic overview, a mosaic of what was going on out there, but we found if we did it too well, there was so much information coming out from the battlefield. If we tied it all together too well, it was a perfect intelligence report for anybody watching on the other side. So we wanted to put out as much information as we could here without putting our troops at risk.
Yankee Doodle went to town, riding there on Sunday. Found some people living there, killed them all by Monday. Okay, let's see these liberating nice guys. That's how Mr. Bush is preaching his democratic war.
يعني هل حرية بوش وديمقراطية الشعب العربي والإسلامي والأجنبي ديمقراطيته أنا أروح أشتريها ب6 أنفار؟ أنا ما أريد هاي الحرية، ما أريد هاي الديمقراطية، وأخويا وأطفاله راحوا من عندي، وهذا اللي ترونه ها من الدماء والجروح واللي الدمار اللي صاب داري.
هذا بالضبط ما على الأرجح ما ينتويه أو ما أراده من أشعله هذا الانفجار، أن يزرعوا الفتنة والانقسام بين المحررين الأمريكيين والشعب العراقي. وإني لا أظن from Sailia, Lieutenant Rushing, thank you very much, Lieutenant Rushing. I was very happy because we kept him like this for 15 minutes. It's our way to torture people.
In my office, we say it all the time on the other side of the wall there, no spin, don't spin it. And we catch ourselves doing it. I catch myself doing it, taking an event and spinning it so strongly in one light that that I have to pull back and say, well, wait a second. That's not what I'm here to do. But when you feel that a reporter is trying to present it in a very certain light, then you end up having to defend it kind of in a polarizing effect like I was talking about, way over on this side of the middle, so that the story will hopefully end up back in the middle. See what I'm saying?
I mean, this morning it was the funniest report ever. BBC. And he was surrounded by a bunch of Iraqi kids and they were saying, chanting against Bush. But he didn't know Arabic. So he hit the name Bush. And I'm surrounded by a bunch of children cheering President Bush. Then they weren't saying, they were basically cursing Bush. Allah il'am Bush, Allah il'am Bush. And he thought they were cheering Bush. Goddamn Bush, goddamn Bush.
If you've got Al Jazeera, day after day after day, pounding the people in the region with things that are not true, which is what they do, it isn't easy.
Free media means nowadays for people like Rumsfeld, Bush, and Cheney is the media that is there to defend the values of these people. They believe in these values. So for them, defending these values is right. Obstructing the progress of their own agenda is misinformation.
Down! Get down!
All these images, who's going to miss all of this? I mean, everybody has a satellite dish on. Even a simple Bedouin can run it on a generator in the middle of the desert. They can see for themselves now. The Americans, they'll just radicalize people more and more. There'll be no more room for people like me who speak softly and rationally. The people will push the likes of us aside and they take things into their own hands.
بس ما نخليه حتى هذا محفي خليه يطلع
Believe me, nobody is crying over Saddam Hussein. Nobody is going to cry over any Arab leader. But the problem is, it's really degrading to an Arab to watch another Arab capital ransacked.
Did we ransack the capital?
You bombed the hell out of Baghdad.
We bombed the hell out of Baghdad with the most precision munitions in the world. We could save a lot of money. We could have bought, what, 100 normal bombs, what we pay for one of the precision bombs? They were incredibly accurate
those precision
compared
bombs
to the
killed
carpet
so many
bombing.
civilians, my friends.
Compared to the carpet bombing of Germany, the carpet bombing of Tokyo.
I mean, the number of civilians killed, I mean, it is no justification. When a viewer sees that, see, the bombing of Dresden was before the days of television. Since Vietnam, the picture has changed. And now in the Arab world, of course, we've come to discover the wonders of television much later than the rest of the world. And when you see the massacres in Palestine and how people are butchered, the idea of another Arab capital occupied is really fueling anger.
Truth ultimately finds its way to people's ears and eyes and hearts. And I don't worry about that over the long term. Does it make me sad to see television saying things that are flat not true, and people printing things in that part of the world that's flat not true? Children being taught things that are flat not true? Yes, it bothers me.
Rumsfeld called this incitement. I call it true journalism. The only true journalism in the world. Nothing else. At 6:21, I received a phone call from our correspondent in Baghdad saying that there's a big fight around our office in Baghdad. So I put them on air live, and we heard everything, all the fighting going on, but none of our correspondents was able to go on top of the roof so as to be with us live, because they said it was too dangerous. But they said if we can sneak out, we can try to manage it. At 6:47, the camera that was filming got stuck with the picture of Tariq Ayoub on the roof.
شيل الكاميرا شيلها عن طارق، طلعها على الجو، طلع الكاميرا على الجو على المكان التقليدي على
I shouted at them, telling them to move the camera out of the face of this guy because he has nothing to do with the event, the fighting. And they moved the camera.
كمان كيف الصورة عندك الآن تحت شايف؟
10 minutes later, I was on the phone with the other correspondent, and he said there's a plane turning over us, and now it's coming towards us, and he said, picking down, nose down, which means a formation of attack. And the American plane came and launched the missiles against our office. And the explosion killed Tariq Ayoub. When you announce that one of your staff was hurt, you expect phone calls from the families of all these reporters and cameramen. We received only one phone call from the wife of Tariq Ayoub saying, "What happened to Tariq?" We told her, "We didn't say it's Tariq." She said, "I know, my heart tells me it's Tariq, and something happened to him." What can you say, tell her? So it was a hell of a morning. Everybody was crying. Then you can see their tears coming in, except me. I managed to stay firm, not to cry because it's too easy. For me, that was a crime that should be avenged, or at least investigated.
Jim, as you can well imagine, with 200 journalists inside this room and the military standing at the podium, the question of the day was about three incidents. The strike against Al Jazeera in the very early hours of the morning, followed by a strike against Abu Dhabi television, followed by the shot that was fired at the Palestine Hotel. These were questions that were repeated several times, different variations, but basically the same answer from the military, that the battlefield is a dangerous place. The only nearly safe position is of the embedded reporters with coalition troops. Asked about what could journalists do to surrender, whether they should put white sheets out of the rooms or whatever, they said basically that you shouldn't be in this location.
In the run-up to this war, the Pentagon repeatedly warned journalists that they should not be in Baghdad because precisely this kind of thing would arise. Now, some might argue, some cynics might argue, that they simply didn't want us there watching while a particularly bloody episode at the end of this war unfolded.
What's a journalist's take on what happened in Baghdad today?
When you talk about killing 3 journalists with 3 separate strikes, journalists tend to stick together, and just like soldiers stick together. I wonder how those 2 houses and why they were targeted, the Abu Dhabi and Al Jazeera. Were they taking fire? I didn't get my question answered.
Omar, the Americans are releasing a statement that says, according to commanders on the ground, coalition forces came under significant enemy fire from the building where Al Jazeera journalists were working, and consistent with the inherent right of self-defense, coalition forces returned fire. Sadly, an Al Jazeera correspondent was killed in the exchange. I've just faxed it to you on your fax, so it should be there now. Give it to the producers. Okay? All right, good. Bye.
The first objective of sending these missiles on the offices of Al Jazeera is to tell Al Jazeera, you're not siding 100% with us against Saddam Hussein, so we are going to punish you. We are sending these missiles on you to kill people. Okay? We have received the message. We acknowledge the receipt of this message.
If we really wanted to shut down media coverage, our army of tens of thousands could do it. We electronically jam or do whatever we want to do. But if the end is what they want, is to shut down they want to turn the media off. I mean, by firing into a group of journalists, you turn the media up. So I don't think so. I don't think so.
We cannot compete with the United States of America. We are a tiny channel in a tiny country. What can we do? We just shut up and try to go on, do our job. That's it.
Welcome, colleagues, and thank you for attending what is a grave period for us all, I believe. Our late Tariq lived and died for his and our professional integrity. Let's hope it wasn't all in vain. I think we're open for questions now. The lady over there.
Thank you. I'm Ann Bernard from the Boston Globe newspaper in the U.S. and as a journalist, I'm sorry for what's happened. What I wanted to know is what is the latest communication you've had with representatives of the U.S.? Are you satisfied with their apology? Was there an apology?
We have been expecting for a while for the results of the investigation, which unfortunately came, and judging by the reports of eyewitnesses, it doesn't really fly. And we are hoping that perhaps more light will be shed in the future on the issue.
Now I think we managed to contact the wife of our late colleague Tariq. She will deliver a message through telephone from Amman in English for you.
Please, my husband died trying to reveal the truth for the world. Please do not conceal it for any conditions, not for the public opinion, not for the American policy, not for the British policy. Please be honest only for this time, for the sake of all those people who died. Innocent people, not military. not militia, not people in the army. Please tell the truth. Only this one. Thank you very much.
It could be Tariq. Let's not let that happen. Let's do something about it.
يا طارق يا شهيد يا طارق يا شهيد عنك والله ما بنحيد عنك والله ما بنحيد يا حبيبي الله يرضى عليك يا طارق مع السلامة يا طارق وحد الله وحد الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله
الله يسلمك يا اخي الواحد يحس بامان شلونك؟ شو اخبارك؟ ويلكم باك ويلكم هوم ويلكم هوم وي ميس يو جايز حبيبي حبيبي موست ويلكم يو ار هوم حبيبي تشربون شيء؟ كوفي تي شو؟ تمام كوفي حبيبي
I was in Baghdad first, then I went to Mosul city. And people are very nice. People are very nice, but they after hitting our office in Baghdad, everybody was scared. They didn't want to receive us because they said you are targeted. So if you start your machines here, the American airplanes will target you. This is shame. This is shame. We are media. We are not supposed to be targeted.
No, we are not ready. Hold on. فينا ناخذ صورة بغداد؟
Max.
وائل فينا ناخذ في انفجارات في بغداد بس مش مبينة عليك. Okay, you can go to the next item. I don't have any correspondence from Baghdad right now.
Okay, let me just bring you up to date. The Americans are deploying all around me. We just heard a large tank round go up, but let's go over here and talk to the guys unfolding the stars and stripes. What's your name, mate? What's your name? Miguel Jimenez. Good to see you. Get that flag going.
Incredible.
Talk to us geographically, what are we looking at? Whereabouts is this? What does it actually mean, this point where the coalition troops...
Well, this is one of the main squares in Baghdad. It's a kind of focal point. So I suppose for the British viewers, it's kind of like Trafalgar Square.
Is that a statue of Saddam?
I can see this. Okay, right.
يا زلمه ما فيش عسكري ما فيش حارس ما في بوليس بلديه يدافع يا حرام وين اختفوا العسكر؟ انه نعمل بحالنا هيك يعني مهما كان اللي بيكرهوا النظام او مش طايقينه او شيء بس انه عيب علينا نعمل هيك بحالنا قدام العالم قدام
للأسف ما زال الناس يتقاطعون
I still can't believe it. It's, I don't know what to say really. I can't. It's for us. It's really shocking how quickly the regime fell. Where is the Republican Guard? Where is the Iraqi army? There must be somewhere. They couldn't have just vanished.
A lot of young men and women who died to make this moment happen, guys.
Yes.
A lot of reporters too.
Good morning, Katie. I am here with the Director of Strategic Communications for United States Central Command. What are the most striking images that you've seen so far?
Well, I think the most striking images are anytime you see women, children, and men in Iraq celebrate. These are good images. It's important images, and clearly they're happy. They're almost liberated, if not fully liberated. You look at these pictures, and you have to stop and take a second and remember those Americans and UK soldiers and others who have died to make these moments happen.
Thank you very much for your insights this morning. Katie, back to you.
Thanks a lot. Wasn't that powerful? You just think of all the folks that died to make those moments happen. It's amazing. Is that okay?
Yes, come back to us, though. Thank you. You did great. You did great.
The Americans played the media element intelligently. On the 9th of April, the American troops went down the Firdaus Square. It was a show. It was a media show. After having bombed Al Jazeera, and some part of Abu Dhabi television, they did their show. They brought with them some people, supposedly Iraqis, cheering up. These people were not Iraqis. I lived in Iraq. I was born there. I was raised there. Okay? I can recognize an Iraqi accent.
For me, the most telling part was when the American soldier hung the American flag over Saddam's head. I think somebody must have told him, don't be that obvious. We didn't tell you to do this. Put it down. There's not a sense of celebration, it's a sense of relief. They're seeing Saddam Hussein disappearing. That makes them feel like a big burden is taken off their shoulders, but they're not welcoming the Americans as true liberators.
It was a very clever idea what they did, of course. They did it on purpose. They knew they were coming to the square where all the journalists were, where everybody was going to be live and was going to forget everything else that they had done. They were going to forget 24 hours what had happened. They were going to forget all the civilian casualties. They were going to forget everything. All that was going to be remembered was the statue. And I bet you they brought in these teenage guys who like broke the statue, put it down. They brought them in with them. Because if you notice, they're all sort of the same age, no women, and they all went in, and it was the same people on the square. You couldn't see more people gathering from the houses around. No one came down to the street to see what was happening because people are scared. And these people who came in, how come one of them had the flag of Iraq before 1991 in his pocket? Has he just been waiting there for 10 years with a flag on that square? I don't think so. But this is not something that the US media would talk about.
The show was meant for the international media. Here we are in Baghdad. The war is finished.
Thank you. Major combat operations in Iraq have ended. In the Battle of Iraq, the United States and our allies have prevailed. The regime of Saddam Hussein has passed into history. Thanks to the courage and the might of our military, the American people are more secure. Thanks to the courage and might of our military, the Iraqi people are now free. Now that Iraq is liberated, the United Nations should lift economic sanctions on that country.
The whole war actually is like an American movie. You know the end. You know who's the hero. You know the bad guys. They're going to die. But you still watch because you want to know how it's going to happen and what weapons they're going to use to do it. So, I mean, we lost Tariq. I still can't believe that. You know, I still cannot sort of get into. And then we lost Baghdad. And then what are we going to lose next?
Do you know where the Baghdadis and the people of Mosul and how they're organizing their lives as from maybe this morning or this afternoon? From mosques now. By using the loudspeakers, there is no other way of communication, there is no government, no authority. no civil order. They're carrying sticks and things to defend their property. I mean, these people, I see, these are all Peshmerga. Look at them. They are the Kurds. They're the ones who helped the Americans throughout this campaign. They're walking out with sackfuls of money. And you know why they are ripping them to pieces? Because in the Kurdish areas they use the old version of the Iraqi dinar. This is meaningless. That's why they...
We're in the middle of anarchy. Bart, I want you to find out what it was, that stuff that they were throwing in the air, whether that was like their old currency. It's hilarious. It's almost like the Price is Right.
Looting was done by Iraqis. That's the bottom line. And so it was really done under the noses of the Iraqi population.
I mean, the question is who did the looting. I think that's also another issue.
Well, according to Brooks, I mean, that answer today was just ridiculous. He suggested that Iraqis were somehow supposed to be responsible for preventing the looting at that time, which you say is still during intense combat operations. How some person with a conscience was supposed to stop a bunch of riled up looters from going into the museum, I don't know. I mean, you needed a tank there and guys with guns to stop it.
The nation deserves some responsibility.
How? You guys took over the city. How can you expect people to, like, stand up and
you
try...
don't think the looters are at all responsible for
The
what
looters
happened?
are, but the people who didn't want it to be looted shouldn't be held responsible for preventing the chaos that erupted because you guys went in.
There is a responsibility there of the Iraqi people to create their own situations where they protect their cultural sites.
We don't want to occupy Baghdad.
But you are.
We don't want to keep troops here.
But you are occupying it right now.
Well,
as we speak, you occupy Baghdad.
Which is something you want us to do because you want us to stop the looting.
Or regardless. I mean, you do.
If we pulled out the looting and the reparations at this point,
you do or you
would
don't.
hold me quite
So
responsible.
I'm not wrong in saying that you occupy Baghdad right now.
Okay.
You do occupy Baghdad.
So when you do report that, you say right now, and that it's temporary, right?
Regardless, maybe you can justify that to me. I understand you. I understand where you're coming from. I understand the West. I understand the mentality. I understand the American army. I understand what's going on. I understand Iraq. But to an average viewer, what do they see on television? American tanks in the center of Baghdad. That's what they see. That's what I'm trying to convey to you.
An occupation would be us rolling in the center of town and raising the American flag.
Try to put yourself in the place of an average Arab viewer. The Arab viewer sitting in a coffee shop in Cairo, Damascus, Amman, Khartoum, Morocco. Just that simple viewer. That simple
I see
person.
what you're saying. You're not talking facts. You're talking their perception.
Yes.
I see how it could be perceived as that. I do. But there's a feeling in America that there's instability in this region. Do you hear what I'm saying, though? That there's
I do.
instability, and so.
But they're going to the wrong place. It's the Arab-Israeli conflict.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, but why don't they want to do anything about it? They're doing nothing about it. And it's increasing the anger.
If I get out of the Marine Corps and do anything, I want to do something with the Palestinian issue. I don't think Americans are getting good information about it. I really don't. But no American connects the Palestinian issue and this issue. They're completely different. They might as well be on different sides of the world as far as they're concerned. But I've yet to meet anyone in this part of the world that sees them as not the same issue. Everyone here sees them as the exact same thing.
Misunderstanding is running across the board. And it's so complex. That's why
I'd like to talk about it more. Will you be around in 1 hour? Or how long do y'all have?
What time? Oh my goodness, 5 o'clock. You're welcome to have dinner or whatever.
Oh, I would love to. I don't think we can leave base, though.
Really can't.
No.
My wife Kathy lived in Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah?
Speaks perfect Hebrew.
Oh, wow.
And you'd really love talking to her, really.
I'll ask, see if I can get permission.
If you get permission, you're more than welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay, and I'll be back in an hour.
Thanks. Okay.
History tells us that human beings have short memories. Who thinks now in the United States about what happened in Somalia in 1993? Nobody. Who thinks about what happened in Bosnia-Herzegovina? Nobody thinks about that. History is written by the victors. all what will be left from this war are just scripts and some history books, and that's it.
Anyway, good seeing you. I hope we meet again. Alaikum salam. And
life will continue, will go on. There will be other problems. There will be other things to think about.
ها؟ لا مطر شو مطر؟ لا لا بلا مطر اسمع لا 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 مش مصدق الصراحة هذا شيء غريب جدا
There is one single thing that will be left. Victory. That's it. People like victory. They don't like justifications. You don't have to justify. Once you are victorious, that's it.
Shut up.